It has now become a known fact that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has been now confirmed a subject of attack from the ruling All Progressive Congress. Why do I say so? Peter Obi, as of today, is a private citizen and a former presidential candidate of the Labour Party for 2023 general election. And for that reason, just like every other individual in Nigeria, he can travel to any state in Nigeria to usher his own support to anybody within the country. But just like many believe that the All Progressive Congress have no plan for Nigerians and did not in any way plan to help Nigeria comes out of poverty and pieces of development, when you look at the healthcare, the education and other infrastructural development, technology and otherwise, now you see the action from the governor of Benue State, Hyson Alia, who stopped His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi from visiting the state. But before we look at the comments from people, as well as the letter released by the state governor, as well as the response from Mr. Peter Obi, let's first of all look at the fact that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was in Plateau State to visit the Plateau people over the killing that happened in the states.
Now we have no reason as a country to be going through this. We have no reason for people to be chased out of their communities to the IDP country. We are not at war. This is a country that is not at war. And I know that people know reasons behind this, and it has to be solved. They don't want to solve it. If they want to solve it, it will be solved. We can't have a situation where people, criminals, and non-state actors will take over our country. It is unacceptable. So now we have a country or we don't.
And in a statement on X, he said, yesterday I traveled from Abuja to Jos, Plateau State, to condole with and show solidarity with the governor, Caleb, and the people of Plateau State over the recent senseless killing in Bokos area of the states. Now, the report has it that there have been another fresh attack in Plateau State where over 50 people in Plateau State has been buried on a mass burial. We all know that His Excellency has been visiting schools, nursing schools, as well as IDP camps, giving relieving materials, as well as supporting those institutions to develop and have more equipment and to build infrastructure that will help the development of those institutions. And this is the reason for His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi visiting Benue State. But now, unfortunately, this happened. Now, you've seen what is going on in Plateau State. And this is such a shameful act from the governor of Benue State. To look at what has been said by the governor, the letter written by the governor to stop the former presidential candidate of Labour Party, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, according to them, they said on X that a notice regarding unscheduled visits to Benue State, April 14, 2025. And the governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyson Alia, wishes to inform the public that he is not expecting any August visitor to the state today. And he went ahead to say that he is currently engaged in a high-profile meeting with key state actors to discuss critical issues affecting our state. Therefore, he strongly advised against any group or high-profile individuals attempting to enter the state for any kind of visit that may generate political assemblies without approval. For anyone considering a visit to Benue State without the governor's knowledge, it is imperative to reconsider such plans, as the safety and security of individuals in this regard cannot be guaranteed.
We, the subnationals, who are facing all the insecurities, I can let it be on the record that it's not only Benue that has this, a number of places.
Right now, it means that if I want to go to Benue State as of today, the governor is now saying, because in that particular sentence he said that any visit of any individual coming into the states, you need to seek the approval of Mr. Governor for your safety to be, guaranteed. But if the governor is not aware of your visit to the states, then Otilo, we now need permission from the governor of Benue State to visit Benue State for any reason, for any gathering, for any kind of visit at all, because that was what was written in the statement. Does this make any sense? But what about the citizens of Benue State living in Benue who don't need any permission from the governor to live in the state, but have been attacked by the Fulani herdsmen since he assumed office and nothing has been done? When you go to Agatu, those places have been ravaged by the Fulani herdsmen. But unfortunately, the governor is not doing much to stop this, because when he was campaigning to become the governor of the state, they lambasted the former governor, Samuel Otom, that he was not performing as he ought to do as the #1 chief security officer of the state. What happened? What have changed? Have the insecurity reduced? We have seen the president of the Senate saying that if there is so much mass killing in Benue State, the governor would have called out or cried out for help. But that's not the case. Debunking every news of the killing, senseless killing, and people losing their homes and all of that. They are on records. There are videos flying around. They can't deny it. But unfortunately, the protection of the people's life and property is not their responsibility. It is just for their pockets and stomach infrastructure. But in response to this, His Excellency Mr. Peter wrote on his verified X handle as of yesterday, and he said, and I quote, "Ordinarily, I would not have commented on this issue, as I have endured far worse situation in my political life since I declared for the presidency, and it continued to worsen as I strive to do things in a civilized and organized manner. The unfolding event demands that I have to start speaking out now." This is showing that Peter B is now understanding, or maybe he's now choosing to do what I've been saying all along, because these people will not hand over power to you without a fight. That is what I've been saying. And fighting in this context is not carrying guns and things and going to the street. No. In this context is matching them toe to toe. When they speak, you speak back. In as much as we have to be civil in our utterances and all of that, those people are not civil, and that does not mean we should join them in their unholy behavior. But however, you don't need to be quiet at all given time. At any point in time where some things have been said or done, you have to come out to debunk that and even release a very strong statement. Now, he went ahead to say that on what transpired today during my planned visit to Benue State, I am not entirely sure that the state governor, my dear younger brother, a reverend father I deeply respect, is aware of this situation. Having exhausted every possible means to reach him, I am compelled to use this available platform to ensure my message is conveyed. Now, look at this carefully in context. Now, before this, as a statement was released to stop him from entering, it seems that, based on Peter B's statement, he has tried to reach out the governor personally, directly, since there is now a message from the government that he shouldn't come to the state. But now, he couldn't get anywhere, access to reach out to him. And he went ahead to say on Thursday, the 10th of April, I planned to visit Plateau and Benue State respectively, Plateau on Sunday and the 13th of April 2025, and Benue on Monday, the 14th of April 2025. My trip includes paying a courtesy call to the governor as well as visiting the IDP camps and School of Nursing in both states to give my support. Now look, work closed by 4 p.m. on Friday, which is on the 11th of April 2025. His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi planned on the 10th and reached out to the both states that he will be visiting them on the 13th and 14th respectively. But now, was it granted? Let's take a listen. As is my practice, I reach out to the Plateau State government to inform them of my visit, which includes spending the day with the victim at the IDP camp in Bokos, a visit A visit I wholeheartedly embrace to extend my support, care, and compassion to fellow Nigerians in need. And in this utmost hospitality, the Plateau State Governor graciously permitted. Now you see, the same day that he made his plan, which was the 10th, he reached out to the Plateau State Governor, he reached out to the Benue State Governor, and he was given the permission to come to Plateau State on the 13th, being Sunday. Now, he has given the states at least 3 days notification. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and he's coming on Sunday. Let's go ahead. Unfortunately, I didn't. Now, okay, in a similar vein, I tried repeatedly to contact the Benue State government directly without success. I then successfully contacted the ADC, who told me that the governor was in a very important meeting and would call me before midnight on the same day. Remember, this was on the 10th of April 2025. Unfortunately, I didn't get that call until Sunday evening, when he sent me a message stating he had not been able to reach his principal since the day I called. And I was disturbed by how an ADC would not have been able to reach his principal for 3 days. On the line, on the 10th was Thursday. So he didn't return the call till midnight Thursday. We have Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You didn't reach out to him. No text message, nothing. Then on the 4th day, which happened to be the 3rd day, counting from Friday, he is now sending a text message, not even a call, to Peter Obi to tell him that he has not been able to reach out to his governor for 3 good days. Remember, Peter Obi has been trying to reach out to the governor. He couldn't. Then he passed through the ADC. So ADC don't see governor for complete 3 days. It's all right. However, because my visit to the governor was just for courtesy and respect, I decided to proceed with my trip to Makurdi. At 7 a.m., I left Jos, and on reaching Akwanga at about 10 a.m., my security team stopped and stated they received a press statement purportedly from the Benue State government that appeared designed to stop my trip. Curiously, while I was still talking with my security team on the issue, the governor ADC sent the statement directly to me, which earlier conveyed to the ADC directly and to the security operative in Benue through my own security team. I am forced to remind them and all concerned that the purpose of this journey is to support good cause in areas of critical development, health, and education, and caring for our people in need. And this is what I have done in my private life for years before getting into politics, and even while in politics I have continued to do so. Let me not go further. Nigerians, we know as of today who is our enemy, and we know as of today that the politicians in Nigeria don't really care about us. Why will the governor or the government decide to stop somebody because he's not of your political party to come to the state to, okay, how did I even get to know that there is a purported visit by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi to the state? How did they get to know? How did they get to know? If the message was not conveyed to them, they knew. They don't just want him to come because they know that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi getting to Benue State, where he scored over 300,000 votes in the state. In fact, he was rigged out in the state, massively rigged out, for Tinubu to get what he got. Is the reason why they're not allowing him to go in. Of course, Benue State is one of the critical states when it comes to election. You win Benue, you win Nasarawa, you win Kwara, you win Plateau, you win Kaduna, Bayelsa, River State, Kano, Katsina. You win those states, and then some other few states, Lagos, you become the president. Check the history, right from 1999 to date. He who dominates in the middle belts or have reasonable vote from the middle belt, especially Benue, Plateau, Kwara, Nasarawa, Kogi, those states, You know, then you combine them with Kaduna, with Bayelsa, Rivers State, Delta. Look at Kano, Katsina. You know, when you add those states together, you become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Understanding the fact that 2027 is by the corner, and they wouldn't let the main opposition, talking about Peter Obi, to gain some strong political movement around those regions. They're now trying every possible means to frustrate his effort. But this is not just a political. Even if it is a political movement, come on, this guy is going to help an institution in your state that, you know, they need his money. How much have the Benue state government spent on education within the last 2.5 years? How much have they spent on the health care within the state within the last 2.5 years? Let's talk about those things, of which I'll be looking at those critical issues going forward, since they have decided to stop people from coming to the state to be of support to those at the IDP camps. I believe during the campaign, they all promised to make sure that those at the IDP camps return back to their homes. Now they are in office. The people are still in IDP camp. More people are leaving their homes to IDP. They are doing nothing about it. And people that will come to help in terms of release materials as well as strengthening the institution, they say, no, we don't want it. It looked like the APC is just bar development. That was what, that is how they say it in Hausa, right? We don't want development. Remember the Boko Haram. They don't want education. That was, you know, kind of some ideology in the past. So this seems to be synonymous with what the APC people are doing as of today. They don't want any development. They don't want things to go on peacefully in the country. All they want is just to make sure they keep everybody poor, abjectively, you know, poor to stupor, and all the infrastructure down, and whatever is the agenda, only God knows. 2027 is by the corner. But I think that the people of Benue will need to sit up and make sure that the man who is not wanting development in the states needs to go. God bless Nigeria.